Welcome back, and we're doing something a little different this week. Surprise, the magic of television. I'm here at the Black Dog Cafe with Chef Jeff in Stouchburg. Thanks so much for letting me come here. I'm really excited
to have you here.
To learn how to cook like the pros.
Okay.
Tell me what we're making, and where do I start?
Okay, we have our ingredients all here. What we're going to be making is a Chipotle chicken breast. So we have a little bit of Chipotle sauce here.
Okay.
And what a Chipotle is, that's a dried jalapeno pepper that's been smoked, and then it's put into an adobo sauce, which has tomato, chili, lots of garlic.
And I never order this when it's on the menu because I never know how to say it. So you cleared that up for
Okay.
me.
Well, let's get started here. We have our pans already hot in the back. I'm going to put a little salt and pepper.
I'm a little concerned because I don't see a microwave in here. This is an actual stove. I'm not used to seeing something like this, so you're really going to have to help me out here.
Okay, well, this will be great.
Okay.
This is going to go real quick. First off, what we're going to do, just going to flour that like so, and then carefully put that in our pan.
Pan's already fired up. Is it important to have the pan preheating? I mean, sometimes I just turn it on and throw the food in there. Is that bad?
Absolutely. What you want to do is you got to make sure that this is nice and hot.
Okay.
Otherwise, what's going to happen is whatever you're cooking is just going to sit and absorb a lot of the oil. When the pan is hot like that, it'll sear the outside and sear all the juices in, and it'll also keep it from sticking to the bottom of the pan.
One thing I noticed, too, is that chefs always seem to have the pans that don't have that Teflon coating on. How do you get it from not sticking and being so nice? I mean, they're cleaner than any pan I have.
A lot of it has to do with just being used a lot. You know, it's with some of the aluminum pans, they'll end up sticking, and you'll get some carbon on them. With the cast iron pans, the metal actually absorbs the oil, and it becomes similar to Teflon.
Okay.
Now, really, what you want to do here, you get that cooking until it starts to get brown, like that on the edges.
Okay.
Okay.
Important to mention, too, you already pounded that out before we got started here today.
Yep, we pounded that out between two pieces of plastic. That's going to speed up the cooking time.
Excellent.
Now, I'm going to have you start sauteing some of the shrimp and scallops in this pan over here. And while you're doing that, I will start cutting up the rest of the ingredients.
And that's all fired up already. Jeff, how did you get your start in cooking, and really what made you come to have the Black Dog Cafe in the first place?
Well, it was really something that I was just naturally good at as far as putting dishes together.
Because you're really at the point where you don't need a recipe book. You don't need a cookbook to say, okay, 1 cup of this,
No, a lot of it
that.
just comes from you get used to, you're dealing with different things. Springtime, you got all the fresh herbs, the nice fruit like the mangoes coming in, lots of seafood. So, and then when it gets to fall, then we change and we do game dishes. And you just, through repetition, you just get really used to, learning what goes together.
I'm glad you brought that up, because how important is it really to adjust your menu, as a person that cooks at home, to the seasons? I mean, you see it on the menus in the restaurants, but how do you correlate that to what you do in your own house?
The easiest thing to do, one, is keep it simple. The other thing, whatever's fresh. Right now asparagus is in, and you can easily put together, like a chicken and asparagus dish, something like that. I prefer, tropical fruits. I go to that route, and I love mangoes and papayas, that sort of thing. Okay, what we're going to do here quickly, that's pretty well seared off. This is our Chipotle sauce.
Okay. This is something you can buy pre-made, I guess?
Yeah, absolutely. You can buy just the sauce,
We got to cut some steps here for the person at home, right?
You can buy it. It comes just like that, and it tastes every bit as good as if I would have made it.
Okay.
Okay, now we have our bananas here. What I'd like for you to do is add that to our pan back there.
I can do this part. Really, I can.
And then you're going to take our tongs. All right.
Tight squeeze
Beautiful.
back here, though. You're always bumping into everybody back here.
It is a tight
Fruit's
squeeze.
flying.
It gets crazy sometimes. I like to call it organized chaos.
What's worth mentioning, too, it's the heat of summer. Today's a 90-degree day, and we have to turn off the exhaust fan when we're taping the segment. So it's
you like cilantro?
Love cilantro. Now, from this spice and this herb, I know that most people either love it or hate it.
That's true.
I'm one of the lovers of it.
Me
I can't
too.
get enough.
Me too. And we're going to add that in with the rest of our ingredients there.
Probably from your herb garden, no doubt?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And now we're going to flambe this. What we want to do is keep that away from the flame for a little while. Okay? And because of where you're standing, here we go. We don't want you going up on them.
Now, from what I understand, that's really essential in getting the stuff off the bottom of the pan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, what that's going to do, that's going to deglaze the pan. As you can see, that's happening.
Yeah.
We're getting a nice sauce there from the caramelization of the shrimp and the scallops. And that's it. As you notice, no butter, just olive oil. So it's relatively low calorie.
I read somewhere with the shrimp, too, that C means cooked and O means overcooked. When it curls up, is that true?
I suppose, yeah. I never really thought about it that way, but yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, because I was either not cooking it enough or overcooking it where it turned into mush, so I thought
Yeah,
that was
well,
a good guideline. See, now I taught you something
Yes, you
today.
did. See, you never stopped learning. Okay, what I'm going to do here,
What's next?
we're just going to plate this up.
Okay.
We're all ready to go here.
I'm amazed how quickly it all comes together. I figured coming here, our camera crew must do a lot of editing to cut this down and to compact it all into 5 or 6 minutes, but that's really all it takes when you're a professional, I guess.
Well, yeah, and you think about it. Now, it all depends on what you're doing. A lot of times, you know, if we're doing a rolled dish or something that's going to, you get the prep work out of the way ahead of time. But with something like this, you know, these chicken medallions, they're nice and thin. That's why we pounded them out.
And that means they cook quicker?
Yep, they cook quicker. And
how about perhaps substitutions in this recipe for somebody that might have a strange banana allergy or they don't like cilantro? Anything we can substitute or make it different with?
absolutely. Biggest thing with cooking is use what you like. You know, you don't have to. We could use strawberries in this dish instead of mangoes. We could use, we could eliminate the spiciness and put strawberries and walnuts or something along that line, and just kind of stick with what you like.
Anything you wouldn't use?
Actually, no. I mean, if you like it, anything you use is going to be good. Now I'm going to squeeze some of this lime juice on here, mainly because I just love chipotle and lime together.
With the summertime, with the kind of southwestern feel that this dish has, it really seems perfect.
Absolutely.
I guess you could maybe even make it on the grill?
You could. You could. I think it'll cook a little bit nicer for you in the pan because you'd be inside and outside. I mean, unless you had the saute set up, you know, outside.
Put the pan on the grill?
You could put the pan in the grill. You could do that. That would work. Okay.
The presentation is always so nice.
There we have it. Well, thank you.
Looks gorgeous. Folks, thanks for joining us today from the Black Dog Cafe. This is Jeff. I'm Janelle, and we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time. Now, I definitely have to try this. Very good. I'm a picky eater. This is fabulous. Here's what you need to make it. As I'm chewing, don't mind me. Chicken, shrimp, scallops, some fresh fruit, some nice greens for the side. We can send you the recipe. All you have to do is send us an email first. The address is ctrecipes@comcast.net. Or, you don't want to cook, Jeff will make it for you. Come out to the Black Dog Cafe. It's in Stouchburg. Great food, great times. And he'll make it for you. We'll be right back with more after this, and I'm going to keep eating.